Yo, what's up? It's Mysterious here. Today I'll be walking you through how you can breed Squirtles for gym reruns to end up profiting over 1 million Pokeyen. If you aren't already aware of what a gym rerun is, it's probably the most consistent moneymaker in PokeMMO for the majority of the player base, which means there's a lot of demand for the required Pokemon to do the gym reruns. There are two different Pokemon that I'd like to cover, which would be Blastoise and Typhlosion. The reason why I wanted to detail Blastoise over Typhlosion is because Typhlosion can be bred much easier. You don't need to put an egg move on it or anything like that. Which means after this video, you'll already know how to breed Typhlosion. With that being said, if you end up running into any questions, please feel free to ask in the comments below. If you need more information on what a gym rerun is, please check the description, as I have linked several guides to walk you through that. The money per hour will vary based off available deals on the Johto and your breeding/game knowledge. I'll be walking through the specific method I use and give tips along the way that I've picked up that drastically helped my understanding of PokeMMO's economy. Now that we're all on the same page, time to get into the actual money-making method. Essentially, we will be breeding Wailmer and Remoraid in order to breed Remoraid with Squirtle. Why, you ask? Because we need to breed the move Water Spout using a male Remoraid with a female Squirtle. This move is absolutely essential to do gym reruns. Our next steps will be 1. Purchase a female Remoraid or Octillery. 2. Purchase a male Wailmer or Wailord. A few tips while purchasing these Pokemon for breeding. 1. Utilize the new search features on Johto. People will often sell Pokemon while only considering one aspect, so you can snipe the IV or nature you need for a great price. Things to look out for would be modest nature and 31 special attack or speed. An example would be having a Ditto with modest nature, but the seller only notices it has one 31 special attack IV, so the Ditto is sold based off of the 1x31 IV price, instead of the full picture of 1x31 special attack and modest nature, which goes for a much higher price. If that tip makes sense, it will help you a ton in your understanding of the PokeMMO market. Moving on to tip number 2, when looking for Water Spout, search for a male Wailmer or Wailord, or a female Remoraid or Octillery. This can save time breeding or training Pokemon if available, but they're usually not cheap enough to consider. 3. Don't worry too much about sniping the nature or needed IVs while obtaining the breeding Pokemon. Based on the current prices, you will make money even when completing the breed from scratch. Having said that, please do your own math to ensure you are profiting in the end. I wanted to take a moment to talk about the background footage and explain what's going on. The reason why I only use one XP share at a time is because when you use multiple XP shares, it actually slows down your XP per hour because of the text speed. So you should only be using multiple XP shares if you are EV training. If you're trying to get your Pokemon to a specific level like 48 or 100, you should be using one Pokemon to train and one Pokemon with an XP share. Wailmer unlocks Water Spout at level 48, and Wailord unlocks it at level 54. What that means is it's essential for you to be canceling the evolution for Wailmer early on, because you're going to end up saving 62,000 XP, which is like 33% of the XP. You will not need to level up Remoraid at all. You will only need to train Wailmer in order to get Water Spout. While training the Wailmers, the EVs do not matter. That's because you'll be breeding it with Remoraid, and then the Remoraid will be bred with Squirtle. At this point, we're going to be using the male Wailmer or Wailord with Water Spout to breed with a female Remoraid. Before completing the breed, ensure that you select male as the guaranteed gender, because you will need to breed this with a female Squirtle. Next, we will be buying the Squirtle. Look for a female Squirtle, Wartortle, or Blastoise. Please keep in mind that Wartortles are not as sought after, so those are probably going to be the best snipes, which you'll see in the video as well. Keep in mind to look out for a 31 special attack or speed IV, or a modest nature, because this can save you a lot of money during the breeding process. One thing to keep in mind is the swarms in PokeMMO. Sometimes there will be a swarm of Squirtles or Wartortles, and that can be a great time to pick up these Pokemon and actually make more profit than you would have originally. If you were lucky enough, at this point you've either sniped a Pokemon with the modest nature, or you've randomly rolled it during a breed. This isn't a breeding guide, but I do want to give a friendly reminder to equip the Everstone to save the nature, or a Power Brace to save the 31 IV during breeding. To guarantee the gender of Squirtle, it costs 21k, so you want to ensure you only do it when absolutely necessary. The gender should only need to be guaranteed one time. Once you've bred the nature and 131 IV, you will want to guarantee the gender as a female. This is due to the Dittos not being able to breed, so they become much more rare to have the specified stats that you actually need. I do want to call out that I give an example for how you can manually breed the modest nature onto a Pokemon, so don't worry if you didn't get lucky. I went to the GTIL so I could look through the A group's Monster and Water A to see if I could find any cheap breeding Pokemon that had 2x31, special attack, and speed IVs. This would allow me to finish the breed for my Squirtle. Save yourself the extra money, and once you finish the breed, do not guarantee the gender as a female. You can just sell it as a male, and it will basically go for the same price, if not just a little bit lower. Most people are not going to want a 5x31 Blastoise or Typhlosion. It's just not needed. You really don't even need 2x31 or 3x31. You can get away with using 2x25. Next, we'll be looking into how to actually guarantee the modest nature. So the cheapest way is usually just taking a Ditto with the modest nature and decent stats and breeding it onto a Squirtle that already has Water Spout and 1x31. Once you breed the nature with the 1x31, all you have to do is get a Pokemon in the same A group, so in this case, Monster or Water A, and then we would just need 2x31 special attack and speed, which is usually going to go for around 40 to 45k. Once you've completed that breed, again you will not guarantee the gender, and you are done. At that point you just need to EV train and level up your Pokemon to level 100. There are several Horde spots across each region, but the Kanto and the Hoenn region are going to be your best bets for XP training because they have the fastest PC healing time. I do show a few locations in the video that I like to use. Typically after you're done EV training a Pokemon, it's going to be ready to actually train itself, and then you can use that Pokemon to train other Pokemon. This video ended up being much more in depth than I thought it would be, so I've actually been editing this video for months. I've went back multiple times and scrapped the video, re-edited it, I've put new commentary on it, and it's just never felt exactly how I wanted it to. I've actually been working on this video for so long that the GTIL has updated multiple times, and Johto has come out. At the end of the video, I've broke down a simple walkthrough of one Squirtle and how you would use this method. Quickly touch on the profit from Blastoise. It's going to depend on if you fast sell or slow sell. For me personally, I ended up having a net income of about 1.7 mil. I spent a little over 700k, which made me profit a little over a mil at 1,019,500 Pokeyen. Since we've already went much more in depth at the beginning of the video, I'm just going to be quickly walking through what I'm doing at this point. So we'll start off by buying a female Squirtle, Wartortle, or Blastoise. Keep in mind, Wartortle is typically the least sought after, so that's typically going to be your cheapest option. Afterwards, you're going to look for a female Remoraid or Octillery, whatever's cheaper, and then you're going to be looking for a male Wailmer or Wailord, depending on the level. Keep in mind, for Wailmer, it's level 48, and for Wailord, it's level 54. So whatever the cheapest, highest leveled option you can find is going to be the best bet. The last thing to buy will be an XP charm. Depending on how many Pokemon you're breeding will depend on how many you need to buy. In this scenario, I'm only doing one, so I bought 2 XP charms so that I can train up Wailmer and Blastoise in the end. Honestly, when you're only training one Wailmer, the XP charm is a bit of a waste because you only need to get to level 48, which is really quick due to the Hordes in PokeMMO. If your sweet scenting Pokemon doesn't know Surf, you can go ahead and teach it to your Wailmer. Go ahead and level up your Wailmer to level 48, canceling the evolution all the way. Learn Water Spout, and then from there, you're going to breed the Wailmer with the Remoraid so that the male Remoraid can have Water Spout to breed with your female Squirtle. Keep in mind that you do need to guarantee the Remoraid as a male. From there, we're going to go ahead and put a 1x31 on it. I would recommend using a Ditto with either special attack or speed, whichever is cheaper at the moment. After that Squirtle has hatched, if you still don't have the modest nature, it's probably worth your time to go ahead and take another Ditto with the modest nature and breed it with your 1x31 Squirtle. At that point, you can guarantee the modest nature, breed it with a 2x31 Pokemon in its field group. At that point, you will have a 2x31 modest natured Squirtle. And that means you just need to EV train it and then train it to level 100. Keep in mind, if you are EV training multiple Pokemon, that's okay to use multiple XP shares at that point. You can use up to 5 at a time, which is what I did in my path. But if you're leveling up to level 100, you want one of your Blastoises to be killing the Hordes, and then the other one to be getting the XP share. That's once you're done EV training the first Blastoise. It should be around level 40. You can put a Scarf on there to increase its speed, which should make it faster than Rapidash or Pidgeotto, whatever Pokemon that you're fighting against at the time. I ended up needing to buy a second XP charm to get Blastoise to level 100, so that put my total cost at 100,000. I sold the Blastoise for 300,000 and profited 200,000. We finally made it to the end, but at what cost? I can answer that. My sanity. Thank you for your time. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe, and have a great rest of your day.